So what it sounds like to me is we should make sure that the audience knows that if you're going to be using some of these free tools, the free ChatGTP, free Perplexity, or free whatever, don't go plugging in sensitive or business or employee information in there because you're basically giving it away to the world.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And put that in policy, Chris, right?
I'm Chris Engler with Engler IT. You're listening to the Cyber Brisket Podcast. I specialize in IT and cybersecurity with over 25 years of experience and a team at the forefront of innovation. Our guests let us know what's hot in IT and how to keep your business from getting cooked. All right. Today we got Chris Gross. He's a senior AI product director at Breach Secure Now, where he leads the strategy for AI products. With a strong background in product cybersecurity and partner enablement, Chris focuses on building innovative AI tools that drive measurable value for MSPs and their clients. He also plays a key role in supporting Breach Secure Now's AI education and awareness initiatives to help partners and clients stay informed and empowered in an evolving AI landscape. Chris, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, really excited to be on today.
So I've got a few questions here for you just to get us started, and then we'll see where the conversation goes.
Awesome. Let's do it.
With AI evolving so rapidly, how do you help small businesses and MSPs distinguish between hype and practical value when adopting new tools?
This is a really great question, Chris. This is where I think a lot of people have fallen down in the past 6 to 12 months. We have seen a lot of hype around AI, and a lot of people jump immediately. Let's go implement something. Let's go put in the technology.
There's like 5 new tools I get an email about every day, or like I see them in my feed somewhere, and it's like, yeah. It would be a full-time job just implementing all the tools that are coming out as they're coming out.
Yeah, exactly. And it's implement. But most of the time, those new tools are not going to be successful unless you have the base there first. So Breach Secure Now, we have 10 years of employee education under our belts. Our whole philosophy of this, what we've seen be the most successful approach to adopting any new technology, is get the people on board first. Make sure the people understand the technology, the process before you go and implement. You need that solid base before you're going to be successful with any type of tool adoption. Chris, let me actually share a stat with you. I don't know if you've seen this. There's a recent MIT study of AI implementations over the past 12 months. 95% of those implementations have failed to produce real ROI. And the 5% that are successful are the ones that started with people, that started building processes internally first without technology, no technology at all. Started building out solid processes, solid SOPs first, and then used AI to enhance those processes. They trained the people on the AI, and they actually went and then helped the people see their own benefit in it. So now the people in the organization aren't actively, revolting against this new technology. They actually are seeing how this can help them, right? They're seeing the actual benefits themselves.
Yeah, so it's not a silver bullet. It's not going to turn your enterprise into a mature operation overnight. It's almost like you have to go through the work to get your act together, develop those SOPs, get your process down, and then AI is like throwing gas on the fire.
Yeah, absolutely. And once you can do that, once you have that solid process built out and you can train people to actually understand how this technology can benefit them, then there can be huge benefits to it. But it's really a people issue. A lot of people think it's a technology issue. How am I going to use this technology? It's really, how am I going to empower people in my organization with this technology?
Right. And it's like, well, how are they going to get empowered unless you've created the structure for them to be successful in?
Exactly.
Otherwise you got everybody going in every direction doing who knows what.
Right. And educate them what it is and what it is not. A lot of times people will look at a new technology and be afraid of it, especially with AI. You hear a buzzword word of AI in almost everything today, and trying to explain that to a non-tech tech person, right? Trying to explain what that is and how it can help them can be difficult unless you're showing them real use cases for how they can be successful with it. That's really the place to start, is helping people use the technology rather than, just going and implementing the technology and hoping that people understand.
Yeah, so like I've even had yeah, so I've had those conversations with clients and prospects where I will actually lay out our thought process, Engler IT's thought process, what we think about when we're approaching a situation. And we always think about the business process first. But
Yeah.
oftentimes the clients and the prospects or those businesses that we run into, they don't think about the process first.
Yeah.
They will just think about how they want to have a company or they have to have a business and they know that they want to start a business, but and then it's like, well, if I want to have a business, I have to buy some computers and I have to have email, but they don't really, and they just kind of like instinctively gather those things because they see other businesses have those things.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
well, this is what an office looks like. There's a computer on the desk, and you use it to do things, but not necessarily understanding the underlying process for like why that thing is there.
Yeah, exactly. And it starts off really is look at what are you doing today. Actually, before that, even not even what are you doing today and how AI can help you. You got to really have people understand what this technology can do from them, just on like a chatbot level. Really, what we
Yep.
recommend is start off with a Copilot or Chat GPT or one of these chatbots, and have your non-technical people utilize these tools, and they can then understand what are the capabilities of these tools, what can they do and what they can't do. We know that there's gaps in AI today, right? AI hallucinates sometimes. You're not going to always get a perfect result. You need to have people in the loop, and once they understand what it can and cannot do, they can see the improvements to their own productivity. Then you can go into the real technology of what's the next step and how can this help them. So, and that, just like your example, Chris, that's got to be done first before you go and say, let's go buy the technology and start this massive implementation. You got to start with first educate policy. Risk is a huge piece of this too, is make sure that people understand what the risk is in their business. So that's a big piece of this as well.
So you guys have been really good at helping us over here understand how to help people with AI. And what you're talking about now, all these almost prerequisites that one might need to engage in order to even understand how to apply it. And it's making me think about this assessment that you guys have, the ARIA assessment. Would you mind sharing a little bit about what that is?
Yeah. So ARIA stands for AI Readiness Innovation Assessment. It's one of the first steps that we recommend to start a conversation in a client's business on how AI can actually help them. Um, this goes really away from looking at what the technology is and how it works to how can this technology actually help me. Some of the stuff that we were talking about before, Chris. What it'll do is it'll assess different pieces of your business. It's a really short questionnaire. It takes 10 minutes for you to fill out, but it's looking at different areas of your organization, sales, marketing, operations. It's looking at those areas and seeing what your existing processes are, how mature and how automated are those processes. And based on those answers, we actually provide a score on how much AI can help in those different areas. One of the things that we found with AI, humans need to be in the loop. You got to have people in the loop because of the fact that AI will hallucinate sometimes, and you want to make sure that you're empowering people rather than only providing a tool that gives subpar answers sometimes. People really are the biggest resource in your organization. So what this ARIA assessment will do is assess that maturity in your organization, and then it's going to provide you with a score on how much AI can help immediately in your organization. If you have less automated processes and more processes where there's people in the loop right now, we found that AI can actually have more immediate impacts in your organization. If you have a lot of automation, AI can still have great impact in your organization. It's just going to be a little bit tougher to find. So we do that, and we provide some actionable ways that you can actually go and do that in your organization as well. Things like examples for sales and marketing, content creation, or pre-call sales research. We provide examples on how AI can actually help the people in your business to do better, whether that is going to do something faster, have better impact, have more actionable information in the output they're providing. Those are the types of examples that we provide in there based on your answers there.
Great. So I actually in your intro here, there was some information that I didn't read, and it says that you've been with Breach Secure now since 2018.
Yeah.
And so since 2018, how long have you been working on the AI side of things?
Yeah. So Breach Secure now started our AI journey 2.5, 3 years ago. And I was involved initially with that. And what that was really simple. It was a top-down approach. Our CEO, a few members of our product team started utilizing ChatGPT at the time, utilizing this tool, and we saw the immediate benefits this tool could provide. And we started an internal initiative to start using this, start bringing it wherever you go. There's a great book called Co-Intelligence by Ethan Mollick. He's a great resource for AI information, but he has a quote in the book that says, bring AI everywhere. Test what it's good at and what it's not so good at. And that's what we did for about 2 years, is just testing, having everybody in the organization use this technology, try to use it in almost everything that you did. And you find out a lot when you do that. You find out a lot of things that it can't do and a lot of things that it can really help you out with. It's a great way if you're just trying to break into these tools to start using it. But through trial and error, we found a process then that worked best to help people in our organization adopt this AI. We started developing things like bi-weekly use case sharing sessions where we actually shared new use cases in a different area of our company on a bi-weekly basis. We created incentives to help employees, non-technical employees in our organization, find new use cases. That was about a 2-year journey of building that. And then where my role steps in is I actually help develop training externally and a platform such as the ARIA assessment externally. Our team built out some of these tools to help SMBs start to adopt this same exact processes themselves and start to train their own employees to go down that adoption path.
Yeah, the just picking it up and playing with it, it really rings true to me,
Yeah.
because if I start just playing around with it, then my mind starts to develop an understanding of what it's capable of, and then my mind starts to jump to things, places where I can start to apply that in my day to day or in my life. It's like, by gosh, if it does this, then it can do that. And if it can do that, well, then I can make it do, X, Y, Z after that.
Yeah.
And it just kind of starts to snowball from there.
Yeah.
Um, so so back to the ARIA
Yeah.
assessment, it sounds really powerful. Actually, I know that's powerful because I went through it with ourselves internally. It gave me some really good ideas. What are some surprising insights or trends you've seen emerge from partner responses?
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about the impact of that MIT study a little bit earlier. If you just go and implement this technology, people aren't going to use it. I think one thing that I've seen with a lot of our partners that we've worked with is there's a lot of clients that start to request Copilot licenses and ChatGPT licenses, and they start to see that this is the new theme, right? Let's go get AI in the hands of my clients. They go buy the licenses and then they don't use them.
Yeah, yeah,
This is, and these licenses aren't necessarily cheap, right? You're spending good money on these licenses. What we've seen is that you really need to help people get to that aha moment. And this is what you were just talking about, Chris, is when you start using this yourself and bring it with you, you get to see that aha moment of, yes, this can actually help me. I can't believe that I can do this. if you just put the tool in their hand and you don't give them any education and help them discover how they can actually use there's a lot of people that aren't going to do that testing that you were just talking about, and they're not going to use that license. So we're seeing a lot of partners that just are putting that license in their hands, and they're not getting the ROI. Their client's not getting the ROI back. But with proper training, we're seeing that people actually understand how this can help them on a one-on-one basis, and they are seeing that there's a great method for them in their own role to use this technology.
Yeah, one of the cool things that I've been seeing lately is I've been having some of my clients reach out to me, and not just the clients, some of the users
Yeah,
are talking about things that they ideas that they have about how they can use AI. And we'll
yeah,
get them a Copilot license because they're typically going to be a Microsoft shop. So we'll get them the Copilot license, and then they'll just start dreaming up things. And I just have been finding so much fun in like, okay, well, let's get an engineer, let's help him bring this idea that you have to fruition. And the next thing you know, you've shaved off a task that a person no longer has to do on a daily basis. That it's
yeah,
and it's going to be like a repetitive task that's probably not even worth their time. And suddenly they're freed up to do some of the more important things. And next thing you know, you end up with like this multiplier where when one person was being hired to do this job, they were capable of X amount of output. And now there's some kind of multiple of that because they've implemented AI. They've freed up like they free themselves up from these repetitive, monotonous tasks,
yes,
and now they're thinking at a higher level, like more strategic. Like, and oftentimes the thinking is because I'll be there from time to time. What else can I use AI for so that I don't have to do this boring stuff that I don't like doing anymore?
yeah. That's another, and Chris, you just made me think of another really good insight that we've gotten talking to partners and SMBs that are using this. Not only are you helping the business by getting them more output out of their employees, right? The individuals who are using the AI actually are reporting greater job satisfaction. They actually like what they're doing more because of the fact that they can automate those repetitive tasks or do those quicker and then focus on more of the strategic work that they couldn't do before, right? There just wasn't enough hours in the day to do that strategic activity sometimes because they were doing repetitive stuff. Now they have the ability to upskill themselves and really get to the next level. So not only is it helping businesses bottom line, it's going to actually help the individuals have greater job satisfaction. And that leads to retention for the business. That leads to a lot of good things. And again, it's about empowering people rather than the technology.
All right, I think that rolls right into our next question, which is what role do you see AI playing in strengthening cybersecurity awareness and behavior among small business employees?
Yeah. I think that this is super important as a place that you need to start when it comes to AI is really understanding what the risks are. We see that in policies and training, as this is again the base that you need to start off with is showing them what the risk is of AI, which there's risks out there, people using free tools, people not understand the output. We want to make sure that they're understanding that that is a risk to the business, that there's proper policy put in place so they can see what the do's and don'ts of utilizing these tools are, but then at the same time, enabling them to be extremely successful with a secure solution such as a Copilot Chat GPT license, one of these tools that are not going to train on their own personal data. The free version of these tools, if you use the free version of Chat GPT or Perplexity or Gemini, any business information you put in there is training the model. So we want to make sure that people are aware of that. Not a lot of people are. If you can get them that training first, but then not only give them what the risk is, but a clear path to how they can use a secure solution to help benefit themselves greatly, right? All the things that we've been talking about just people using this technology, that is really going to help them take not only steps to protect their organization, but steps to really improve their productivity and all the impact that you can get by using these tools.
All right, I want to take a second and just clarify something here, or
Yeah,
I want your help clarifying something.
sure.
When we're talking about the free tools like free ChatGTP and free Perplexity, and we're talking about putting business information into there, and you said that it trains the model.
Yeah.
What does that mean that it trains the model? Because what I think it means, and what I've been told by other people, is that when you're plugging information into these free applications or the free versions of them, it's pretty much becoming public information.
Yeah, it's possible that it can become public information, right? Is if you're plugging in, you got it exactly right, Chris. If you're plugging in, your client information, your company IP into one of these tools, that model now is getting trained on that data, and somebody else in the future could query that model and actually get that information, which compliance wise, data protection wise is a huge issue. At the same time, the employees that are doing this, they're not all the time doing this maliciously. They're probably not doing it maliciously. They know that these tools can help them do their job better. They just don't know that there's risk to it. And that's one of the things that we need to educate the employee on, but also provide them with a way to still utilize this technology just in a secure fashion.
So what it sounds like to me is we should make sure that the audience knows that if you're going to be using some of these free tools, the free ChatGTP, free Perplexity, or free whatever, don't go plugging in sensitive or business or employee information in there, because you're basically giving it away to the world.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And put that in policy, Chris, right? Like if you don't
Yes.
have it written down, that's one of the it's very hard to enforce something you don't have written down. So put that in the policy, but at the same time, go and implement the secure solution. It's really hard to tell somebody that's getting massive benefits from a solution, you can't use this anymore, right?
Yeah.
You want to put something in their hands that they can still be successful, but secure at the same time.
All right. I got one last question here. As someone deeply involved in partner feedback loops, what's one piece of advice you'd give to small and medium businesses that are just beginning their AI journey?
I think we talked about this a lot already, Chris, on the advice that I'd give. If you're going to start your AI journey today, start with educating people and empowering people in your organization. And you can do that, one, through policy of describing what the do's and don'ts are so you can help protect your organization, but also helping people understand that this is a tool to help empower them, not replace them, right? This is one of the key pieces with that AI is there's a lot of fear around this technology right now, whether we like it or not. The fact is that the best way that you can adopt it in your business is by empowering the people that are in your business, by allowing them to see how this can help me on a day-to-day basis. This is the best way that we found to adopt it in our own organization throughout our own 3 years of experience with this technology, but also in the many, many MSPs and SMBs that we're helping out. Start with people first, build that base, and then follow that up with the technology, the automation, and everything that follows after that. That base of people, process, and policy is really the best place to get started there.
Yep, makes a lot of sense. Really appreciate all your time today, Chris.
Yeah, Chris, it was really good being on. Thank you.
Take care. You're listening to the Cyber Brisket Podcast, what's hot in IT and how to keep your business from getting cooked.